All right, guys, we're back with another one, Canadian Beef Podcast. Of course, got Big Mo over here. What's going on, Big Mo?
Living the dream,
Looking big.
feeling big, man. Felt pretty damn big today at the gym, I must say.
Are you at 340 now? 330
Dude,
plus?
honestly, I'm not sure. I think I'm definitely like in between, like probably around like 238 to 240, but or 338 to 340, sorry. I need to get a new scale though because my I've had this scale for a long time. It's done a lot of traveling with me, and it's like when you get a scale and you step on it, and it's like plus or minus like 10 pounds.
Yup.
And it's like different places you put it and like different ways you stand on it, like you're getting different readings.
Mhm.
So I think I'm going to order a new one off Amazon tonight, and just so I can get more true weight readings. But like, I mean, a few days ago at Pure, I was like 344 after like a couple meals. So
Goddamn.
yeah, yeah. So anyways, we're around there, but specifics don't really matter.
What's your goal right now? Like your short-term goal?
Just muscle, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of to the point where it's like I have a meal plan that I'm following, obviously,
Mhm.
and I hit those meals every day, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I'll take out a meal and put in a cheat meal. And like I'll throw some cookies in there and like, stuff like that. But I'm really just trying to eat as much as I can every day, take my supplements and train hard. Like that's literally my mindset. I'm like, I find I guess right now in life with coaching and like all my sponsorship stuff, like I don't want to say I'm like not thinking about like specifics, but I'm also not like overthinking anything because I'll just stress myself out because the fact of the matter is like I have all these other responsibilities. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, as long as I take my health supplements, take my PEDs when I'm supposed to, eat my food, train like a motherfucker, I'm like, I'm good. Like what else can I do? Like, you know what I mean? Like I could worry about like
Yeah.
I could log book my lifts and shit like that for sure. But like if I'm given 100%, how much of a difference is that really going to make? Like, you know what I mean?
It's so true, man. Because otherwise, it's just the fact that bodybuilding will just occupy so much mental space all the time. Otherwise, like
Yeah.
that's that's obviously, I think, one of our problems, like professional bodybuilders, is we tend to obsess about the little things in bodybuilding, even things we can't control. We're going to try to find ways to control them because we just want to have control over everything all the time. We want everything to be perfect. But obsessing about having everything perfect all the time isn't going to make you better. It kind of makes you worse because it makes you like more anxious. It makes you unable to handle like all the other stuff, like you were saying, like being able to handle your business, being able to handle your family, being able to handle friend time, social time, stuff like that. Because you're just so bogged down with all the bodybuilding ins and outs and the X's and O's when really it just, well, maybe that's important during certain times in contest prep, like you're really
Totally.
obviously.
Totally is. Totally
But
is.
the rest of the year, man, it's like
Yeah.
we started bodybuilding because we loved it as part of our life.
Yeah.
It was never something that we wanted to consume and be all consuming because then it detracts from life.
Yeah.
It does sometimes get all consuming, but there's phases,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
But
Absolutely.
ultimately, we do bodybuilding because we want it to add to our life. And it can
Definitely.
kind of play in the background a little bit once you get to the point where you're a professional and you realize, like you said, that there's only so much you can do. As long as you're checking all the boxes and you're going to bed happy with the fact that you gave 100%, what more can you do?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
more can you do?
Exactly. And that's it, right? It's like, of course, like come contest prep time, different game. Like, that's when the switch is flipped, and that's when I will be paying attention to all those little details, like how much salt I'm taking in with each meal,
Yeah.
making sure I'm 100% consistent with my water because I know how important those variables are, right? So, and I think that's why life is so busy right now because I'm trying to put myself in a position so that come prep time, I can lock it in, right? And
Exactly.
that's going to be around like January, February for me. But it's like if I have that mindset right now while I'm trying to juggle all these other things, I'm gonna be burnt out by the time prep comes. Like I'm not gonna be mentally
Yeah.
ready for that. And my girlfriend's gonna be pissed because I'll like, if I'm occupying all this extra time towards bodybuilding right now, I'm not gonna have any time for her. And then what, is she supposed to stay with me through a prep?
Dude, I
Why
know.
would she? Like,
Yeah.
like,
Seriously.
so there's all these things that you need to pay attention to. Um, just to, still obviously, like I said, like do my bodybuilding stuff, right? But also like take care of life as well, because we all know, like, if your life starts to fall apart around you, bodybuilding doesn't mean shit.
Mhm.
Bodybuilding is only good when everything else is good.
Yep.
Like,
Mhm.
so
The big man joined us tonight. What's up,
What's
Justin?
up, guys? What's
What's
up?
up?
now here's a guy who's a true 340. Yeah, this is a real 340 right here. Yeah, dude,
I saw your
looking
recent
crazy, looking crazy in your latest update.
Oh yeah,
An absolute house. So let's talk a little bit about where you're at in like your building phase right now, and what you're doing. Like, what does the day to day look like right now for you?
Well, I didn't catch what you were saying, but it kind of goes with what I'm doing now. It's I'm trying to juggle. I'm trying to juggle a little bit more, like, my business and everything. Like, so yeah, I'm putting like, I'm still training, I'm still eating this, that. And now, like, I'm kind of just focusing on like keeping my waist tighter too. That's why I was talking to you like more in private. Like,
Yeah,
it's I wanted to put some weight on the off season, and I think I did, but I just found that like I was blowing up my waist a lot. Like, if you look at one of the I put a story up, and that was like the last time I was like around 340 versus now. Like, I think I can see that I'm a little bit flatter now, but my waist is a lot tighter as well.
yeah,
So that changes the look, and at the end of the day, that's what I want. I don't want to, like, I want to make sure my waist is looking good, because even though I'm not someone who has like a genetically small waist.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm kind of with you there, man, in the sense that like I think our mindsets are similar. It's like I can probably get bigger if I can, but
Oh yeah,
what's
yeah,
the point of getting
yeah.
bigger if
That's
waist
what I was talking
also
about.
gets bigger? Then nothing actually looks bigger. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one you had,
yeah, that's
Robin. That's
crazy.
what it's doing. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a big improvement.
yeah,
But yeah, Justin, I was basically just talking about how, like when we're running a business and we have a girlfriend and all these other things going on in life that, in the off season, like you kind of just got to worry about taking the boxes and not worry too much about like all the extra shit, like,
yeah,
all the specifics, like, take your PED, take your health supplements, train hard, eat your food, and like that's good. Like you're gonna grow from that as long as you're doing that every
yeah,
single day, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
if you're going to be worrying about all these little tiny things that are going to take away from your business, take away from your family, and the little social life that we get to have in the off season,
yeah,
come prep time, you're going to be too burnt out to even lock it in for six
yeah,
months.
yeah, 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 yeah. But
So
that's that. I think that makes it also like I'll give you an example. Now, I don't know when I'm gonna start prepping, but I'm excited to start prepping. Like, I'm ready, man. Like, I'm fucking, like, I know that when I'm gonna be in prep, I'm gonna be like dialed in like never before, because I'm fresh.
yeah,
Like, I beat up my body. I even feel like the training part for me, and I don't know if it happened to you as well, but like, because you're putting some time in the business, sometimes you're rushing the workouts. So like, sometimes I was like, you kind of, not that I get discouraged, but it's just like you're kind of in the position where you're like, fuck, am I actually doing enough to actually progress? You
yeah,
know,
I feel that.
and when when you put a weight on, you're adding food, you kind of go, you see your weight going up, so you're like, oh, you know what, it's working. But when I'm doing what I'm doing now, like, and you, as we were talking before, like, you're kind of just fluctuating the same amount of weight. Like, it's not really moving. You
Yeah,
see little things on your body, but it's not like drastic that you kind
Mhm.
of like can say, okay,
exactly.
this is what's going on.
Yeah,
So like, even sometimes, like, I even put, like, this is something, this is, you'll get it, just it's a bodybuilding thing, but like, when you put your, because I put my sleeves on to train, and I remember what my sleeves on would feel like when I was like 343, whatever, like heavier, a little bit fatter, and they were tighter. And now, like, they just go easier. So I'm like, oh fuck, am I losing my fucking legs?
bro.
It's just,
Dude,
it's
yeah,
just,
Yeah,
I,
it's a mental thing, but it's just, it fucks with you.
man, I had that moment in a t-shirt like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. You're like,
t-shirt
fuck,
around.
man. This
I'm like,
this
man,
t-shirt felt.
yeah, I'm like, I swear to God, when I wore this to the gym last time, it was really snug. And now I feel like I got a little bit of room in the lats. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, because I've been working hard, right? So yeah, that definitely happens. But you know, we've all been around long enough to know that like size is definitely the prize, but just because the scale's going up doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to translate when you're shredded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You could just be putting on extra shit that you got to lose to get shredded. Like,
Yeah.
if
But
you
like now I'm pretty much, like I said, I'm pretty much coming back to the same weight I was. And I'm even my dosages are even lower. It's just time, you know, it's time. And now I feel like I was telling you guys, like my waist is smaller, so it changes the illusion a little bit. So I'm excited to see what it's going to look like when I'm actually shredded, you know. But yeah, have you locked into on a show now, or
Nah, not really. To be, yeah, I'm honestly not sure. Like, I part of me wants to say Toronto, but the only thing I don't really like about doing Toronto first is that there's such a big gap in between the next show. Uh,
because the next one will be what, Vancouver?
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
I'm
sucks.
pretty sure unless something changes in the
I
schedule.
would, I would like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but if I was you, maybe I would end with Toronto.
And yeah, but I don't know if that's going to work out
You
because
think time wise?
yeah, because I really want to do like a good 8 week health phase before I start prep. I feel like
Or you do that and you wait to do Vancouver and then you go from there, you know?
yeah, I honestly think that's what I'm leaning more towards now.
Yeah.
Because I'm familiar with Vancouver. I like the venue. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
comfortable there. And I think it would be good for a show for me just because of those reasons. And then I'll kind of get the dust off at Vancouver and then
Yeah.
kind of move on to those higher level shows that come after Vancouver, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right after Vancouver, what are the shows? Texas?
Chicago, I think.
Oh, Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right after. Yeah.
Is it Tampa after that?
In Tampa.
Well, Robert
Yeah.
will tell us he did all the shows this year.
And then Texas, yeah. But that's the thing, like you said, Morgan, like if you start in Toronto, by the time you get to Tampa or Texas, dude, that's a long prep. You're burnt out.
Yeah.
That's what it was for me. So I feel like you said, Justin, you kind of either start earlier or you start a bit later. You can't extend the season too long. That's like what we were talking about before. It's like you got to pick your shows, man, you know, because you can't expect to do that many shows. I think it's realistic to do like 3 and then maybe more, but like hopefully you don't need more, right? That's the whole thing. So if you pick the right show,
But
get that
yeah,
qualification, boom,
yeah,
right?
but it's especially for let's say Morgan that is like going back in the mix, like you don't like you've been off for a little while, you want to go back in the mix. When you've done shows and you've won shows and you're like you're seasoned and to the point where you know you can get into a show and win it is whatever, it's fine. But when you and especially I think it's gonna be your first prep with Dorian as well. Yeah, so like you want to test things out, like you want to like you know that you want to do a couple shows to kind of like get your wheels under you and
You
kind of get
have
the
to.
rust off, you know?
And to get known and to get seen, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah, yeah.
known. I mean, you get known if you win more so, but to get
Yeah.
seen.
Well,
And plus, like if you're placing like third, second, like fuck third, you get like a couple grand. Like
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but
you're
I think,
motivated.
but
You're like,
look, but
yeah,
you,
let's go, right?
yeah, but even you, Robin, man, like
Yeah.
you did a couple shows. You didn't win the shows, but I'm pretty sure you got some tractions from the shows that you even just social media wise, like you got more eyes on you for sure. Doing
Oh
going
yeah.
to Dubai, doing all these shows, like you did. How many shows did you do?
I ended up doing 4.
I thought you did more. Okay.
Yeah.
I,
And that's
I
the
thought
thing
you were
too.
doing
Like
a show every
I
other
was like,
weekend.
yo, maybe I'll do one more. Maybe I'll do Tampa.
Yeah,
It's only 2 weeks away.
yeah.
But because in Chicago and because in Dubai I didn't win any prize money, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna start tapping into savings just to keep going. So I was like, you know what? Like I'm good. I'm healthy. I had a good season, had 4 shows, never did that before. Let's just call it now. And
Yeah,
so I think that was a good choice. But like, yeah, when you're getting third, like let me tell you, like how bad you want to keep going. You're like, oh fuck, like
yeah, for
especially when
sure.
the judges are like, hey, if you make a few tweaks, you might win the next one. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? It's like you can't shut it down at that point. There's no way,
Yeah.
right? I'm too fired up, man. Get the trend flowing. No way.
Yeah. What about you, Justin? Are you thinking, do you have anything in mind or are you still just kind of figuring out what's up?
It's because I want to really bad, but I'm still trying to sell this place in Montreal and move to Toronto.
Time to drop the price, bro.
Yeah, but it's only been a month and a half. It's not a big deal. But I think I missed kind of the window too, because like usually it's like what, June, people start looking for places, So um I don't know. Like I felt like I was like I wanted to like move, like start something when I'm more like established in at Pure and everything.
Mhm.
I'll see, man. Like if I don't sell it like in the next month, I might start looking um to look into like what I'm going to do for the season. Because I would want to compete. I would like to see what I can do as my pro debut. Um,
Well, it comes to a point where you got to get lean anyway, right? Like,
yeah,
you got to reset, right?
yeah. It's going to be like 2 years now that I've no, not 2 years, but like in July it's going to be 2 years. So it's like a year and a half, let's say. So yeah, I'm thinking about it for sure. But I might do what you're doing, so like wait for like later shows.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm currently like doing it by myself. Do I get like I don't know what I'm gonna do, So but I want to like, and I want to see also. I don't know if but I know that this is kind of like we were talking about like the progress thing. I don't know if I made enough in the time, but like
I,
you
I,
know
I understand you, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know we'll never get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm good, but like I just feel like I'm like, okay, I'm still missing some things to be like competitive, So
But
I
some of
don't
that could
know.
also be in your head, man. Because I
Oh,
feel
I know it is. Oh, I know it
yeah,
is. I
yeah,
know, I
yeah.
know. Yeah,
Because
I know.
especially where you were talking about how you've been so busy with business and then kind of questioning your work ethic and like you rushing
Yeah,
work ethic and things like that. I
yeah,
I definitely had very similar thoughts
yeah,
to that, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, like you got to reset anyway. You know what I mean? You got to
yeah,
reset and you got to get lean. And either way, next season is going to be your pro debut. So there's
yeah,
like, there's pressure if you want there to be, but like really, man, your pro debut season, it is what it is. Like if it goes great, then that's awesome. But if don't get the placings you want, then everyone understands it's your first year,
yeah. I know.
So
Yeah. What's up, Kurt? What's going on, man?
What's up? How you guys
What's up?
doing?
Good,
Pretty
good.
good. Just talking about the next season coming up. So you got Gabriel doing some shows in 2025, or what's the plan with
I don't know. He's taking time off, I believe, for his gym.
okay.
yeah.
He was
Cool,
doing
cool.
shows soon, but I think he pulled out of them for now,
Yeah.
which is fine. I got lots of other guys and lots of other shows keep me busy.
Okay. So from your perspective, Kurt, let's say you're working with an open IFBB pro. He has a potential maybe to win a show. What show would you start him in? And that you want to get him on stage like as soon as possible. Um,
I mean, like you talking now or do Tampa? If he was ready.
I mean like for next season.
Oh, next year. I mean, I'd probably pick one of the bigger ones if you truly has that potential. New York, Chicago,
Yeah.
right? I feel
Yeah,
like for visibility, right? People pay more attention to those shows. At least that's what it seems.
that's true. Yeah.
I
It's
mean, Vancouver probably to some degree.
I think
Toronto,
the
maybe
best
Toronto.
I think the best is kind of have a mixture of everything, because you
mhm,
can go and let's say do New York, which is a big show that people pay attention to, but you might not get a high
Yeah.
placing. But then when you go do, let's say, that's what I was thinking for myself. I was thinking like Detroit, New York, Toronto, because all three of them are like kind of like different
yeah.
in sense of like Detroit is like maybe a smaller show, but now it's getting traction because of the everyone saw what it was, and I think a lot of people saw that there was potential there. And then you get which you might get a better placing at that show. And then New York is a very hard show to like. Obviously, like there's the guys that are going to show up there, but there's a lot of tension. And Toronto's maybe like not an easier, but there's like less guys that are doing it that are like top level Olympians.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I do something similar with amateurs too, depending on what their plan is immediately after. If they can go right to nationals, you can have them do a bigger show. But if they probably need another year or so before they're going to make it to nationals, you have them do a smaller show. That way they can get a victory, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't want to show up to one of the bigger ones that's got 50 guys in a class, if they're on the fence. If they're a clear winner,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Like you could kind of do like a Detroit, New York, Toronto, or you could do the Vancouver, Chicago, Tampa, Texas type deal. Those are kind of all within the same ballpark.
Yeah, because I agree with Mo. Like Toronto, Vancouver, these two, man, fucking long, man. It's 7 weeks in between the two, and there's no shows in between. Fuck it.
Unless you want to travel around, right? Then you're
What are the other shows that are in between?
like, I believe they had one in Italy. I believe they had one.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah. If you go to
Yeah.
Europe, yeah, okay.
Yeah, all European
Europe.
shows basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a long way to go.
How many? There's two shows in Italy.
yeah, there's two. Yeah.
Because this was the Italy just down, no?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They have two in Spain as well, and then one in Portugal.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have two in Spain as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have the Portugal one, so there's like a bunch over there around that time.
Yeah.
Like all those ones that like Nathan and like Bonac were doing too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So there's
just
like a
before
bunch
Dubai.
of shows around that time. It's just they're
Yeah.
not in the US or Canada.
Yeah. It complicates things a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But either way. Yeah, so did you guys actually watch the Italy Pro?
Yeah. Kind of.
What did you guys think?
I wasn't so impressed with Hunter, to be honest. Like he was the best bodybuilder there, but I mean there was no offense, but there was no one who was close, you know, like and I don't know, maybe it was the lighting, but it was not just the conditioning, it's stomach.
Stomach.
You know, the stomach's
Yeah, but
really
like this shot here is
distracting.
like not that pleasing, you know.
No, and it just it doesn't wow me for me, you know. There's nothing popping out that it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
guy's got a lot of mass, and that's obviously what carried him, right? Is just the size that he has, especially in the legs on everybody. But the stomach is, I think the stomach's an issue just in the separation in the abs, especially on the front shots.
But his stomach was always an issue though. I don't
Yeah,
know
oh
it.
no, I know.
I can't put my finger on why what
Well, he
because
was
his back shot looks good. His back shot looks not bad.
Yeah,
But from the front, I don't know, man. It's not that it doesn't wow me for some reason.
my understanding is he was doing crazy stuff like drinking blended meat and stuff for years and blew his gut out, caused a ton of gut issues. He works with Dynamite D. Do you guys know? Do you know him, Dave? Dave just does his.
I've seen the
Dave's
handle.
working on his like gut health for him to kind of bring that in. It's improved. It just still needs more work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't feel like it was his best show.
You don't want to blend chicken and drink it.
Yeah.
No, I did that for
It'll
like
fuck your
I
stomach.
did that for like a full off season, and I had some serious GI problems.
Oh, it'll really.
That was the first time I had to get a colonoscopy because I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, yeah. That's why I tell people, I'm like, don't blend it. Like unless it's an actual protein shake, like don't blend that shit. Just chew it up and eat it, man. Because it's not meant to be blended and chugged down like that.
Well, you're
Your
missing the
gut
chemical.
will.
You're missing
Yeah.
the digestion that occurs in the mouth, the chemical digestion first.
Exactly. Like it hits your stomach so hard. And there were times where I would just like projectile vomit. I'm like, that's fucking weird.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Stomach is like, what is this?
yes.
Yeah.
And I would get hot and sweaty and I would bend over the sink and fight it as long as I could. But after a while, it was like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I should have realized then, but I'm like watching fucking Dave Palumbo talking on, his channel about how he would drink his shake on the way to work, puke it up in the fucking car, and then like make it again. Like that's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, whatever. So
He's another one. He's another one that had a pretty good.
That's what I mean, right? I wasn't thinking about
Wouldn't
health
aspire to look
or
like
my
that.
stomach. I'm thinking about I got to get to 300 pounds. That's the only thing I thought about.
He's like the godfather of gut issues, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't they name it after him, like Palumboism or whatever?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
That's what it's called.
You know it's bad when they name a fucking condition after you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Hunter he's really good. Like he's got a lot of good shots. His legs are really good. They probably improve the most.
Yeah, the legs are wild.
He's
Yeah.
good. He's good, but do you look at him and say, okay, that's a top 6 Olympian?
Fuck no.
You know what I mean? Like he's not. I don't compare it to Nick. You know what I mean? I don't compare it to.
Well, man, think about this. You know who's a great comparison to him? Martin Fitzwater.
Martin blows him
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
blows him out of the water right
Martin
now.
would smoke him.
Yes,
I feel like
100%.
the difference is with the two is that Hunter has really good body parts, but Martin has a flow.
Hmm.
Whereas Hunter doesn't have the flow, but he's got pretty much really good everything. Like if you look at his shoulders, they look great. If you look at his arms, they look great. If you look at his, maybe except for his chest, that's the only thing that obviously lags, but his legs are fucking great. Quads and calves and hamstrings and even his glutes could be a little tighter, but then his lower back looks great. His upper back, his traps, like all of these things look great.
His back shot looks good. I'll give him that. The back shot looks really good. Yeah.
Kind of like,
Okay, I got a question for you guys. Do you think because Rubiel was supposed to do that show? Do you think with the shot, with the condition, with the shape that Hunter brought, he would have beat Rubiel?
Well, because Rubiel doesn't tie it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, but
He just
yeah,
like
but other than that, I know, but like
If they
I
came in the
don't
same
know, man.
condition, Rubiel would beat him.
Yeah. Wait, is it just the lighting? Just Hunter, and I'm not judging because he's obviously better than I am. But does Hunter have like a weird film under his skin going on here?
He
Like,
always has, I find.
I think he always
Every
has.
show. Every show.
If you hit the back and look at his calves, like underneath his calf is like a weird, like he's just got fluid in there. He's lean.
Yeah.
He's just holding fluid under his skin.
This is like kind of how I felt like in Chicago, where I was like, well, I was conditioned, so I don't know what happened, but it's just
he's
like
blurry.
you're holding water or something, right? Like that's why it doesn't look like, personally, when I was watching the live stream, I was like, oh, Presti's gonna really give him a run for his money, because on the live stream, Presti appeared to be like way more conditioned than him. But then again, when you put them side by side, it's pretty obvious that Hunter does beat Presti, just because that, again, it's like Presti has like really good upper body. His lower body needs to catch up.
Yeah.
He's got an amazing waistline though. The one thing that Presti has over Hunter is that his waist is phenomenal compared to Hunter's.
Yeah.
It's just really small and like the abs look good.
Yeah.
Dude, if Presti had bigger legs, he could have beat him.
Yeah. If Presti had Hunter's legs, he'd be top 6.
Oh my God, yeah. But I mean, yeah, I just mean the Presti just brought up his legs. I think with
his back. He is on his back. It's not. See.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on there.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
crazy
for sure.
Glutes though, man. Look at those glutes.
He was.
Yeah. So for sure,
he was in better shape than Hunter.
For sure, yeah. When I see these pictures, you can really tell.
I don't think the lighting was that good.
The lighting's gotta be off, right?
The live stream looks so terrible because it was dark, but then the whole backdrop was like moving and bright, and the lighting could be better. I feel like after the Detroit Pro having like the best lighting and the best backdrop, I feel like all these other shows should just take notes.
Yeah, what's the deal? Like, how do these promoters and people that put out these shows not realize right now that all the fans, all the bodybuilders want some type of like black or dark background that just doesn't move? There's no logos going up there. Like it's having people pose in front of a big TV screen is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know?
Like even in Dubai, they did it like perfectly because they had like black for the backdrop and stuff like that, but then they also had the TV screens. And they had like
have a big TV screen that when there's people on stage, it's black. And then when people are not on stage, turn it on and have your ads and shit, whatever the fuck you want going on.
Yeah.
That's like common sense to me, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you guys see this guy? I've never actually seen this guy before, but he's pretty damn good. He got 3rd place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty complete.
Yeah.
Nice shots. Nice back.
Pretty big.
I think, was this a guy I saw rowing like a 300-pound dumbbell like 3 days out?
This guy here?
Yeah, did you see that video?
I didn't see that, but this guy looked really good. I thought this guy actually looked like he could take 3rd.
No, I was talking about the last guy.
Oh, the last guy? Okay. He looks like he could probably row 300 pounds.
Yeah, he had a big back.
This guy looks pretty good. maybe just a little bit more detail or something like that. I think this was Lorenzo's pro debut though, so that's pretty impressive. Looked
Is there
really
any
good.
pictures
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Who coaches him? It's is it Chris?
I'm not sure. Let's see if we can. Oh, Patrick Tour.
Oh,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So Italy Pro, cool.
and they got the UK Pro coming up next.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I think Presti looks to be one of the front runners there. We got Lewis, what's his last name? Breed.
I like that guy, man.
Yeah, he's crazy freak for sure. And then and Williams Martins.
Oh, okay, okay. We should go. Actually, let's check him out. Maybe I
Yeah,
haven't seen
check
him
him
for a
out,
while.
man. That guy is a freaking nature too.
I competed with him, man. He is really big.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
And like when I think like yeah, he's the guy I think of often because of how big he is. Like I'm just like because like people tell me I'm big and then I just think of him every time and I'm like, I don't think I'm that big.
I know, I know. Yeah, let's see. This is 7 days out.
Side leg's crazy.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah, side leg's crazy.
that's great.
That's it. That's all you're getting. He knows that's his best shot, probably.
Yeah.
Look at his legs here. They look huge. What the fuck?
Yeah, legs look good.
Holy shit.
Big. Big ass delts.
Yeah.
He's gonna be good, man.
Did he compete this year? Or?
What was his last show?
I'm not sure if he did.
Was it for a while, but his profile picture is the Puerto Rico 2021 that I did with him.
Okay.
He beat me by one place there. Okay, fine. Like he's pretty good, man. Like he comes in peeled, big, hard, grainy.
Who coaches this guy?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out something more. Is it this guy? I'm assuming it's this guy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's always like European like coaches, and like we don't know any of them,
Mhm.
and they're just out here just with these monsters.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? You guys like the stash, William with the stash, or no?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the little handlebar, man. Like it's not bad with the
I
little
think it's
handlebar. It's funny. It's good. It's good. Like mine won't. If I tried, I wouldn't be able to get the handlebar like that. And just I don't think it'll do that. So yeah, I mean he could be top three for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was there any pictures of Morgan Asti from Italy?
Yeah, it wasn't he lost look, it's not what he used to be, you know. I don't know how old he is, but that's another big guy. He's actually the first pro I ever saw in person.
No way.
Yeah.
Isn't he like 6'6"?
He's tall as fuck. I don't know, but he's tall.
Yeah, then there's this
he-
guy. Yeah, so wait, did you say Morgan Asti is six
the guy
six?
the guy on the left. I don't think he's 6'6", because you see like Hunter's really short, so
Yeah. Okay, I think Morgan Asti is like 6'3", maybe.
yeah, he's
Because
probably
this guy on the far right in the purple trunks, apparently, well, clearly he's taller than Morgan Asti by
Yeah.
at least a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's probably like 6'5" or 6'4", which is like close to or equal to Jamie Johal, which is
Yeah,
fucking
they
crazy.
used to train together, I think, two of those guys.
Oh, okay.
Jamie and this guy.
okay.
Yeah.
What's going on with his glute
They were close to the
Which one?
on the left? Is that way too many shots in his upper glute?
possibly for sure. Yeah.
Like, why is it such a
That
ledge like that?
Yeah, that's
Is it because his quads also turned out, so it's probably making it worse? But
yeah.
looks wild.
It's not a good angle for the glute.
That looks
I think that's
wild.
like
Yeah.
10 cc's a day stuck in there.
You got to rotate your sights, Morgan.
That's not a
Well,
good.
fuck, I mean, you gotta fill out those legs somehow, you know, just keep, just keep filling them up. Not a lot of pictures from the show. Maybe we can watch
There's
it.
one. There's one at top. There's one at top there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can tell he's grainy and hard and peeled.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks pretty crazy.
It's crazy that you can like he doesn't have a lot of I guess separation, but he's got a lot of vascularity, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And he's diet phase too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like the one thing I think it's kind of cool that they put like in the background here. It would be better if that wasn't right directly behind
Yeah,
the
you put it on the side. On the side
Right.
when they come out. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Dude, this guy got veins everywhere.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The
He looks
background's
great. He looks like really good. Jeez. And then what about this guy? Because I know this guy was, I believe, in the same call out. This guy actually looks pretty good. 2,000 grams of carbs. He's almost on your level, Kurt.
not anymore. I'm not eating like that.
Is that what you eat too? Like, what is that? Chocolate Rice Krispie Squares.
I was using a lot of marshmallows in rice. That's a good way to get them up.
Yeah.
My body was not digging 240.
Just crushing 2 bananas in one
You
meal.
were doing 2K.
I did for like a month. I thought of Lyserostim a day,
Shit.
1,000 grams of carbs, and I was like wheezing.
Man, how yeah, dude, how
For
full
sure.
are you every day?
How what?
Like how full do you feel from all that food? Damn.
Oh, gross. Well, I tried to do with rice the first day and I was throw up because it was continuous. By the time I finished that first meal, I had to eat the second meal.
How did that ramp your calories up? Do you know? Or
I don't know. I could do the math. It was almost no fat.
yeah, but even then you'll probably be around like 7,000-8,000, no?
Yeah, it was high. I mean, my maintenance is over 5. Like I ate a lot of food for a little guy.
Yeah, fuck.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Do you guys want to do questions?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's do some questions. We got a bunch of questions.
Oh, that's good.
This one's so funny. Why does D-ball give me a flu-like weakness in the body?
A flu? Like
He's getting the test flu from D-ball. What's up with that, Kurt?
I don't know. Is she sure it's real D-ball?
I don't think that's normal, dude.
I mean, I've never
Yeah.
heard that before.
I don't think any of us have ever experienced that
You
either.
get like, so you get like the test flu from test, you know, you get a little bit from trend too, from your hypothalamus. It controls your body temperature and you're bombarding it so hard. Like if you bring your test too high, right? Like we all have a threshold of what androgens we can handle. If you bring it above that, you feel like you're sick.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
brain is like go out of whack.
Yeah.
But like I'm not seeing that from D-ball unless you're eating a ton of D-ball.
You know what? I just thought of this is if you're if you're already having issues with your liver,
Oh
for
yeah. I mean,
example, right? And then you start taking
Yeah.
taking a bunch of orals,
Yeah. I've had
Yeah.
another-
you start feeling like shit, you know?
yeah, or even if you're like you're taking D-ball and you're like eating a stupid amount of food, your blood pressure must be like really fucking crazy high, and then you might feel a little shitty, you know.
Yeah.
So like, because even like to get to the point, like I've had it before where I tried to ramp up the test a little bit higher, and I was having headaches and stuff like that just because I think I wasn't handling it, you know. So I just dropped down the test and I felt fine, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just, try taking out the orals, see how you feel.
I feel like test is the one drug that there's like an obvious ceiling for everyone. It doesn't seem to move either.
Yeah.
My tolerance for test doesn't ever go up. My tolerance for the other stuff does. That makes any sense because I'll push it just to see, and test kind of gets stuck at the same place every time before it gets worse.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably because your body's so efficient at converting it at a certain point.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, but you just run out of room with it.
Yeah.
Like realistically, how much can you use? I mean, I know there's guys that are using grams of it, but like for me, I get stuck at like 12 or 1500. That's about the most test.
The most I've ever used was
More than
1250.
that, in other things. What's that?
The most I've ever used was 1250. And I definitely didn't feel like bad on it. So that's something I wonder about for me, because like I typically just take 250 test every second day.
Do you push it up?
Yeah.
Up by 50 milligrams a day. See what it does. You'll know real fast.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it. I'll start today.
I'm such a positive influence.
No,
Do
hey,
more drugs.
you see me like I was it's like pressured into
You just
shit.
want someone to acknowledge.
I just need one person to
Like,
validate.
he told me to do more.
Doesn't take too much convincing, you know.
All right, I'll
Kurt
do
told
it.
me to do it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I told you my cycle, Kurt. I just started it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Well, to me, it was refreshing because it's different from the norm. With
yeah. Well, that's what I said. I said I was going to do the test, the Primo MPP, and maybe some D-ball, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, the D-ball is useless for me.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
it's just fun to think about it. That's all it is.
I mean, D-ball works. I mean, if you tolerate it, there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's synergistic with all the injectables. I personally prefer Anadrol. I feel better on Anadrol. I look better on Anadrol.
Yeah.
And
And
that's 4 weeks, and then my appetite goes to shit.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is, man. It's like all of these compounds are essentially doing the same thing, but certain ones are just gonna feel better for you versus certain ones are gonna feel better for me. Certain ones are gonna feel better for Justin Morgan. Like for the most part, most of tests and primos and stuff are gonna be pretty tolerable. But NPPs and EQs and D balls, those have a little bit more variability in terms of like your genetics and stuff, right? So there's nothing magical about D-ball, but even like I was listening to Dorian Yates talk about when he would take D-ball, and he'd be like, "Man, I'm feeling like euphoric when I take D-ball and stuff like that." So you hear that, and you're like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me."
I get that from Anadrol too. You feel good.
Yeah,
I don't know. You feel good on Anadrol, at least at first, before the fatigue and the appetite go to shit.
Yeah, I prefer Anadrol too.
What's Oh, I should have sent it to you because you could post it. So there's like 77 known genes that steroids interact with specifically, and they all interact with different genes. So like while the outcome might be similar, but amongst all of them, they're all like the genes that nandrolone interacts with are the exact opposite of what Trend does.
Gotcha.
As far as genes, like one will upregulate Notch, one will downregulate Notch. They do the totally opposite thing. But the net is pretty damn similar, right? So that's all we care about.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. What would you guys say to take to support a testosterone cycle, supplement wise? So I'm assuming like health supplements, right? What health supplements would you guys recommend? Let's say top three health supplements for you guys for when you're on a cycle, basically.
Quality multivitamin, mineral supplement, fish oil, and I don't know. I don't really use a ton of shit.
NAC.
NAC, you could.
Yeah. I like keeping that in there. Fish oil. I take about a lot of astragalus too. I like pound that shit.
I was gonna say,
I go through a bottle every like 3 days.
Yeah, astragalus is amazing.
Yeah.
That's like number one for kidney health. And then like NAC, glutathione for liver.
Yeah.
Citrus bergamot, CoQ10 for heart. I think if you're taking those and a multi and magnesium and vitamin D and omega-3s, you're pretty much good to go.
Maybe some vitamin C.
Yeah, you can always, and then you just keep stacking it from there. And then you end up with, like us with our cupboards full.
So many things.
Yeah. Having also like type of a green supplement and like some stuff for digestion too, like just so that you make sure that your body doesn't stay in an acidic type of environment too, because it does play an effect also when you're absorbing food and everything, if you're in a good place also gut wise. So I would say that would be always in my staple as well.
Yeah, I do like I don't know if you guys take the daily cleanse fiber supplement.
I've used it before. It's good.
I take something similar.
Yeah, I think that's pretty important. I feel like that's probably more essential for me in an off season because I eat a lot less veggies. Whereas on a contest prep, I'm
Yeah,
eating a
yeah,
lot more veggies. I don't need extra fiber. Like I'm already
yeah.
going enough.
But that's why I'm saying,
Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah.
having that. I take the one GI one from
The Revive one.
Revive has one, yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a really good one from Leviathan Nutrition that I was taking. It was like a pill one. The Revive one's also really good. Obviously, like glutamine and stuff. Like I'll do 20 grams of glutamine every day.
Yeah.
I feel like that actually really does help because it's one of the cheapest things that you can do. It's like you might as well do it. A lot of other gut health supplements are kind of more expensive, like the GI Revive one. Like that one's like, I don't know, 50, $60. So you kind of have to evaluate, like, do I need this or not? Right? Because I could kind of just like if I'm on a budget, I could buy some psyllium husk, kind of get the same effect. But if I'm like having gut health problems, then maybe I need to invest a little bit more. So like I feel like if you have all your bases covered, you don't need to like overdo it with supplements. Like that's the whole idea. It's like they're supposed to supplement your diet. You're not supposed to have something just because Justin said he takes it or just because I did or Morgan or Kurt, right? You got to decide, like, is this something that I need for my body? And seriously, like when I was dealing with my gut health stuff, I learned that taking more gut health stuff isn't going to help. It actually makes it worse, right? So
Yeah, you gotta have faith in your body.
yeah, there's too much of anything. Yeah,
human body's pretty resilient,
yeah.
If you're constantly adding things to aid, sometimes they can like take away because it can like shut off like what your body's trying to do. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you don't want to take too many antioxidants too, because the building muscle is an inflammatory response. You'll blunt that.
Yeah.
Steroids will overdo it. Like you're not going to stop anabolic steroids from working by taking vitamin C, but like if you're at your level and 1% makes a difference, that 1% might be maybe don't take vitamin C right before you lift. Something silly like that we don't think about.
Yeah. Does a steak a day keep the catabolism away? I mean, I eat steak every day. Do you guys eat steak every day or no?
I red meat almost every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try.
I feel like you should. I mean, it's definitely going to give you more vitamins, especially like B vitamins and iron and stuff like that compared to like chicken breast. So if you're just eating chicken breast, maybe it's a good idea to add a little bit of red meat, some salmon, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You guys have any tips for scar tissue from acne? Like if you guys ever had like scar tissue from acne, did you do anything to get it to go away? No?
I got really lucky with the skin
You
stuff.
you mean like actual like spots on the skin and everything?
Yeah, like some people get, like I've had this too, is like when you get acne, when it sort of heals, it doesn't heal properly and it leaves a scar behind.
Yeah.
You could get like a doctor can use a laser, microdermabrasion, stuff like that, get rid of it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, at home, I don't know what you're going to do at home to
Yeah,
realistically.
I don't know if there's anything.
I had a little bit. It wasn't bad, and I used like bio oil from Walmart. Bio oil, I did that. I just put it on my back every day for a whole prep, and by the end of the prep, it actually went away. I had
Depends
a
how deep
client.
depends how deep the scar is. Like some
Exactly.
will just grow as your skin heals.
Actually, you might be interested in this, Kurt. I had a client, and he had loose skin from losing a lot of weight,
Oh, I was going to
and
say
he had really bad scarring because he would have acne and he would pick it. He would constantly pick it. He still does that, but he's like more aware of it now. But he used to have all these scars from picking his acne, and it was like an obsessive compulsive thing, right? So they got pretty bad. They were pretty deep, and we ended up doing a Pitalon and GKCCU or GKCCU.
Yep.
Yeah, and we did a combination of that for like half of his prep, like 8 weeks. And by the end of it, it was like they went away. Like his skin tightened up like crazy. Like he had no loose skin, which was phenomenal because it was unbelievable how he went from having loose skin when he was lean to having no fucking loose skin, and all his acne went away. All his scarring went away. We were fucking
I'll
mind.
send you a picture. I'm going to remove the guy's face though,
Yeah.
because I don't post his picture. This guy had loose skin from losing a lot of weight, and he used a bottle of GH, bottle of Ceristim a day for 12 weeks. And wait to see a difference in his skin.
Yeah, I believe that'll work too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very expensive road to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, for something like that, for most people,
Yeah.
it's gonna be worth it.
Well, it costs you more to get surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I would try the peptides because those are like, I only think it only costs them maybe $500 to do.
I don't think the peptides would do the same.
As a
If you saw the pictures, man,
No, not as a bottle of Ceristim, because like at the end of the day, if this stuff worked as well, we'd use it in AIDS. It's never even considered. It's never once been a discussion. No one's ever sitting at a table in a meeting I'm in and like, I wonder if BPC would help these guys stop from wasting away. It's never been brought up.
I
And
don't
we know the
know.
exact amount too for growth. It's 0.1 milligram per kilogram body weight, and it caps at 6 milligrams. So it goes up and then flattens. So it's not even like, it's not even a debate really.
But why
They
would
try everything. We try Increlux. Like they wouldn't even use LR3 because LR3 is junk. They
No,
would
no,
just
I'm not talking about any of that. I'm only talking about Epidolon and GKCCU.
Oh, okay. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, those things are not going to be as extreme.
Yeah, I mean, it worked really well for my one client. So I don't know. I feel like that could be a good
Yeah.
option for someone that is kind of intermediate. Because I'll take a look at your client here.
You can put it up if you want. That's 6 milligrams of growth a day for 12 weeks.
Yeah, like he probably lost like a couple 100 pounds, right?
Oh, he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So was that 12 IUs a day?
18.
18?
That's what I'm doing right now, too.
Oh, yeah.
The only problem is the sleep. I mean, the fatigue is unreal.
Really? Yeah.
The which?
Like the fatigue all day.
Oh.
Like, and I just shoot the whole bottle at night, like you do with AIDS. But the fatigue is all day.
So why aren't you splitting it up?
Because you're not supposed to. So this is kind of a theory. Like the problem is bodybuilders get very aggravated at the truth sometimes, and they want to believe certain things, and sometimes they don't really line up with the way they're used. So you don't. GH is pulsatile for a reason, because if it's constantly elevated, you become diabetic. You can't use glucose. So if you try to shovel 2,000 grams of carbs in your mouth and your GH is up all the time, you definitely become diabetic. So it's used because most of the effects from GH are through IGF. And so you don't really give a shit if it's how, so same with all diseases, children delayed growth. It's always given a 1 dose at night before bed because your glucose control is much better when you sleep. And that's when most will be released anyway. And so you just do the whole bottle. And with Ceristim, you don't have to dilute it fully. You just dilute, you put 0.5 mLs in the bottle and shoot the whole bottle.
Yeah.
Is that what, like a similar protocol to what you do for like a bodybuilder? Like you just,
Unless you're using a low dose, I mean, they can use it in the morning, but again, it takes 4 hours to get in your blood. So if you shoot it in the morning and then you're doing cardio, where's the benefit? You're not getting that for 4 hours later. So if you shoot at night, it's still in your blood. You know, I mean, again, you can split it if you choose, but what the benefits are, it doesn't make a ton of sense because again, you don't want it steady throughout the day. You don't be like having your insulin elevated all day long. Like, why would you want to do that? Those things are supposed to be going up and down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Testosterone should be elevated and steady, but like you don't want, and that's why things like Negla is a whole nother stupid story, but like that's why Negla doesn't make any sense for bodybuilders because you don't want this slow trickle like of GH constant throughout the week. What is the benefit there? That's not the way GH works. Negla doesn't work anyway because it's not IGF-1, it's IGF-2 it produces, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense the way bodybuilders use drugs. If you look at the way like they're designed or we use them in medicine, that's generally the better way to use them because they spend billions of dollars figuring this stuff out.
so start shooting a bottle before you go to bed.
That's what I do.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, but I don't do 18 units either, but I do 6. I do 6 before I go to bed.
Okay.
18's, I'm not staying on 18. It was for the Olympia, but I don't even know how long it lasts because it's putting me to sleep.
I've always split my GH up. Crazy.
No, and again, you can. I'm not saying you
Yeah.
can't. I just if you actually think about what's occurring when you do it.
Yeah.
Well, you said if we do, we're going to become diabetic.
Well, I'm just saying, but I'm not your dad. I'm not gonna tell you how to use your stuff. I'm
You
just
can
saying,
become
I
diabetic
wouldn't,
if you
I wouldn't
want
want
to.
it elevated all day long. Like the
No,
guys
but
are
what you're saying-
injecting it 4 times a day. Like, why would you want it up all the time? That's just, it's released when you sleep when there's no food. It's not released. It's not released, you know, after you work out. It's not released when you're eating.
What
I'm
you're saying,
gonna try it out.
is that what you're saying is that there's no benefit really to like splitting it up anyways, and you should just do it in one shot. Anyways, it's less of a hassle to do it one shot anyways.
Easier. Just I literally like I go in my kitchen. My wife takes GH2. Like I go in the kitchen, I dilute the bottle, I shoot myself. I go in the living room, I shoot her. Literally, you sit on the couch for 30 minutes, and I can't even keep my eyes open. I'm gonna, especially at 18, you're in a coma.
Yeah. But I just have a question about this, just while we're on topic. If you use insulin throughout the day, does that make any difference to helping with?
It could, because you're combating that stuff. Yeah, I mean, but that's where it gets complicated, and it's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
and it's also like, I don't like. I'll gladly talk to you guys offline about protocols for like advanced guys. I always get nervous with that stuff because the kids watching to try to mimic this stuff, and then they do stuff. Because like when guys are at your level, you know what you're doing, right? You might need a tweak or something, but it's not like you don't, like, you know what you're doing. You didn't get that far without knowing what you're doing. It's the people that don't know what they're doing that makes me nervous when you know, I say,
Oh, no, absolutely.
use Slin here and here and here and here.
Yeah. And they don't know like what the beginning stage is going.
Yeah, and then they go hypo and they crash their car after the gym.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the shit that makes me nervous. But yeah, I mean, there's clearly other ways to leverage it too with IGF to, there's ways to fit all three of them in there. It's just, and you can use it multiple times. I just saying it is much simpler just to shoot it once, because really what you're looking for is the IGF response from it anyway.
Well, I find this interesting, right? Because like you said, like bodybuilders have a way of doing things, like just through years of like people passing down knowledge, right? But then we're using pharmaceutical drugs, and like these pharmaceutical drugs are designed a certain way to be done, like to be utilized, right? So I always find it intriguing, like, okay, let's figure out what this drug is actually supposed to be used for and how it's supposed to be used. Maybe that's better than how, the bro science is.
Well, yeah.
Or there's a mix, or there could be a mix. I mean, we do things that we
Yeah.
don't do, right? I don't think it's all one or the other. I do think there's something to be said about the scientific, like when you look at the way they're designed, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
I have a
you can't-
gigantic
yeah.
book on AIDS care, like how to care for HIV, and like it outlines all of that stuff, like every possible drug, like some of the crazy things you would never think of, like the thamilamide, which thamilamide was the one that caused all the birth defects in the 70s. That's the reason why the FDA regulates drugs in the United States, because of that drug. Well, that drug's still used in AIDS,
Wow.
because it's
I always figured that the reason why they would just do it all in one shot was for convenience.
Well,
Just
there is that
because
too, right? You have
it's-
patient compliance. You're not going to get someone to be pinning. Diabetics pin all the time, but like you're not going to get them to do that. But the thing is, if you've ever split up a bigger dose, if you guys have used 10 units or more and you split it up and you take it during the day, good luck staying awake. Like you're dragging ass all day long.
Yeah, it definitely
Like
makes-
all day long, you're like, and that's even at the 18 at night, you're still tired.
yeah.
It's like, I'm starting to wake up now.
Yeah.
Okay, so how high have you guys gone? We just kind of talked about the test part a little bit, but how high in test and GH have you gone in an off season?
Well, like he was saying, I tried 15, I couldn't do it, so I went back down to like a gram for test, and then for GH 6, what I'm doing now. I've never done more. I've tried 10 and I couldn't move my fucking hands,
So
So,
you take that, a lot of that sodium retention from the kidneys.
Yeah.
If you take more potassium,
okay,
it usually gets rid of that. So the ideal ratio of sodium potassium in the human body is supposed to be 16-1, potassium to sodium. The average American, at least, which Canada is probably the same, is 1-1. So we get way too much salt in our diet, and then bodybuilders on top of it love to drink salt water. And then you take GH, and then you can't move your knuckles. It's like if you went and ate a bunch of Chinese food, it would do the same thing.
yeah. But I think also the fact that I tried from 6 to 10, like I just went
that's a
like
big
one
jump.
shot, like but anyways, I don't right now. I didn't really think I would need more right now, so I didn't add more. But yeah, 6 is pretty much the sweet spot for me, and the test is the same thing. Like I kind of figure out like a sweet spot for me so far, and yeah, I kind of put stuff around it. Like right now, I'm doing tests and with the EQ and the GH. That's it, and I do some Humalog around the workout.
Yeah, pretty much same. I like 1,000 tests and 10 I use GH.
Yeah, me too.
That's good. Yeah. Okay, we got 1,000 pills on the table. One of them kills you, but each pill that you take, you get $500,000. How many are you eating?
I'm doing a
It
handful.
wait, it kills
Handful.
one year.
How many pills was on the table?
1,000, and only one of them will kill you.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll risk it and just throw.
$9.99.
I'll do 20 in my fucking at once and call it a day. Hope for the best.
Oh, dude, could you imagine? Like, it's like, okay, you take that handful of pills, and they're like, all right, we'll let you know in about 10 minutes if you're dead or if you're getting the money.
10 minutes. I got to be instant for me.
Yeah, it's not
Oh.
instant. Your body has to. They have
I
to
want
see.
to
They don't know.
that
They don't
in
know.
my-
They're just like the researchers watching you. They got this big box of money, and they're like, we don't know which one either.
I feel like this
But
would be one of those tests where they're like, after you do it, like they tell you that there was actually no pill that was going to.
I was just gonna say that. I'm like, what if it's a psychological trick to see,
Yeah.
like, to be like, you know what I mean? To see like
Trying
how
to find out.
like,
Trying to find out if you're a pussy or not.
yeah,
I
exactly.
was
Like
gonna say.
how much will these people risk it, right?
Yeah, this guy a bitch or
How desperate are you, right? Because one person, they might just be like, yeah, I don't need money that much. I'll just take one, right?
I mean,
Play
it's an
safe.
interesting study on like human behavior. Like, what are you willing to risk for like easy money or quick money or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Or life changing money for that matter.
yeah. I feel like it'd be hard not to at least eat one.
Eat one. Just shaking.
Yeah, it's like this is 500,000 right here, or death. It's
Oh, 500 G's down payment on a house in Ontario.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, you're gonna need at least a handful.
that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I
Yeah,
mean. Fucking one pill's not going very far here.
yeah. 500K, you get a shed
Yeah.
if you're lucky. Would you guys ever run trend in an off season? I've thought about it. I've tried it. Not a huge fan.
I
Oh,
did it in a like a very small dose,
yeah.
like a type of 20 like 10 milligrams a day type
Oh,
thing.
yeah, like a BLP microdose type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried that a little bit. Yeah, I mean it works. I'm sure like even if I would have ramped up the dose, it would have worked for sure. It's just in the off season setting because you're eating so much that I wasn't really like, and especially for me, like in terms of my liver and everything, it's not necessarily like I'm not my liver's not the best either. So I just kind of stay away from orals and stuff that are like too toxic in the off season, you know.
Yeah, me too. So are we talking about Trent Ace?
Trend Ace or E, I guess.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say we use E more in the off season.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty standard.
yeah.
Usually test.
Sorry, Kirk, go ahead.
It's usually test E, EQ, Tren E, and Anadrol, and as much growth as you can tolerate.
Whoa,
It's pretty
that
standard
sounds
for big guys.
That's
that
some
sounds
heavy-
And that's
powerful.
I'm not the
Yeah.
only one. That's ask ask the coach of Mr. Olympia what he kissed his guy in the offseason. Same shit.
No wonder he's so fucking strong. No wonder they're both so fucking strong.
Dude, I'm breaking out the trend, dude. I'm breaking out the trend tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's going on?
That Trend
It's
E and
usually-
Anadrol combo. Fuck.
Fucking fuck.
You hitting PRs every day.
It's
Yeah, but
usually like a gram, 8 and 8, like 1,000 test, 800 EQ, 800 Tren E, and 100 to 150 Anadrol.
How much telmisartan?
And what's what?
Said how much
Telmisartan.
200 a day.
Yeah. No.
But I do use trainee for some of my clients. Like if I have a guy, especially a guy if he's eating a lot and like there's not much progress being made, I'll put him on like 500 trainee a week, and I see great results from that. Honestly, yeah,
Yeah, it's great. It's great to use it to push past the plateau.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think that the bigger guys that I use it with, it's if they get to your size, right, they need to get another 30 pounds. Like, how long does it take you to put 30 quality pounds on at this point? You're huge. So
Yeah.
it's like if you leverage it, it has the strongest effect on IGF. So if you leverage that with a ton of growth, you're gonna put new tissue on.
He did the thumbs up.
Yeah, the thumbs up.
Damn it.
We have a question on telmisartan and if there's any health risks if you're taking over 40 milligrams.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure the
40 milligrams?
only side effect or health risk would be having low blood pressure if you take too much at once.
Yeah.
I used to be prescribed telmisartan, and I believe I took more than 40 milligrams. I believe it was an 80 milligram. Or
I think
maybe it was 40, but I take perindopril now. I take 8 milligrams, and I feel like it actually does better than the telmisartan for me.
Hmm.
So I think the only health risk is the biggest health risk is having high blood pressure. So if you're taking your dose and you're not actually keeping your blood pressure in range with that dose, then you're still at risk. So actually taking more would make sense. That's basically how they decide if you need to take more or not.
Yeah, I made a video with Dr. Dean on
Yeah.
its use. So we talk about both ways too. Also the practice of just using it prophylactically for no reason, because you see lots of guys now just running it, right? Like their coach tells them to use it.
Just do it just to be
and they don't have high blood pressure.
caution.
That's not good for either, because you don't want to suppress angiotensin 2 for no reason. Like you don't want to, you're wreaking havoc in your body if you're suppressing things that don't need to be suppressed. That's a natural stress response. Like your blood pressure is supposed to move.
Yeah.
So that's supposed to be just held artificially low if you don't have high blood pressure.
Yeah. You don't want to be like 220 pounds on blood pressure medication, in my opinion. Like that's not great, right?
Yeah.
But I think that there's like a risk and reward thing. Like again, like you guys are IFBB pros, like there's things that come with that, right? Like, but this is your job. I think if you're like a guy like me, like it's my job to look good, but like I don't need to be 250, 260. Like what, like I'm not gonna get more clients if I weigh 260. It's
And
like, but if it's what is my hell to be 260, like what am I doing? Like realistically, what is the point in that? I think there's a lot of like recreational guys that like maybe look at your lifestyle stuff before you start medicating yourself over stuff and to question what you're doing. Like maybe you don't need 5 grams of gear. Maybe you don't need to weigh whatever, maybe lose some body fat. Most guys' blood pressure goes down when they get leaner.
Yeah.
So if you're wasted, if your gut's hanging over your waist, it's not blood pressure medicine you need to lose weight.
Yeah.
You know, do cardio.
Yeah, cardio every day.
Cardio's good, man.
Yeah. Let's just do one more, last one. See if we can get a good one here. How long do your workouts last?
I did chest for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what happened.
Yeah. I would say all my workouts last for about 2 hours.
How much you guys drinking during that?
I drank 2 shakers full of carbs.
Cool.
50 grams of carbs total, though, 25 grams each.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, I drink at least a liter. This is a liter, this shaker cup here, and I'll fill it up. It'll have carbs in it, it'll have electrolytes, stuff like that. I'll finish that whole thing.
How many grams of carbs are you on?
During my workout, I'll usually only have 50 because I find that more than that just
it sits in your stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I train legs, I don't do any carb powder. I can't.
Really? You throw up?
Throw up for sure.
That caught up to me this week.
I know we were talking about that.
Dude, I felt that today.
Oh yeah.
I felt that today. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, man. Like I haven't felt like that for a while.
Yeah, but it happened to me. It was not pretty.
Did you throw up?
Yeah.
Did you throw up though or no?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Holy fuck, man. The last time I threw up.
At what point in the workout did you throw up?
Yeah.
Like my second quad exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you
I did my hamstrings, then I went to quads. I did like belt squat for like 4 sets really hard. And then I went to the hack squat and I did 2 sets. My second set over. But then I puked and I was fine. I kept going.
Was it food that came up? I don't mean to be gross.
No, it was mostly just my intro workout.
Okay. I'm just saying.
No, it's a good question. But no, it was just kind of like what I just drank during the workout. Because I drink a lot. Like I usually have like a jug of like 2 liters that I drink during the workout. So
yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need it though if you sweat a lot.
I do, yeah.
All right, no, that's good, boys. I'm gonna go look at some apartments right now, actually, so I gotta head out. But
you gotta move.
We're still trying to move.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still trying to move, but we're trying to stay in the area, so don't worry.
I asked this last time. Who's going to you're going to the Olympia?
I'm not.
I'm not.
Are you guys
thinking about it, but I didn't book anything yet.
Justin, we have a booth, 201.
You have a booth?
Yeah,
Okay.
I figure Steve and I and Chase have booths.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I
Cool.
might. I was thinking about going. I'll message you. Maybe
Yeah, text me. Yeah,
maybe I'll decide to go. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I want to. Like, I didn't think about going, but then I got asked. A couple people asked me if I was going, and I was like, maybe. You know, I'm there every year usually. You know, and I know it's good for PR and everything. So I might
Yeah,
go.
when you have a place to hang out, you know, there's a ton of us there.
Peer
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about the peer pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be-
I would love for us all to be there at the Olympia, but you know, it'll happen when it's the right year for us to all be there, right? I think it'd be better. I
You
think
guys better
personally
be on
it'd be better.
stage there that year.
Yeah, when we're all competing,
Yeah,
that's gonna be
that's
the fucking
different.
year. That's gonna be the fucking year.
Yeah.
And everybody will come out. Get our families to come out. All that shit. All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Kurt, for coming on. Justin, it was good to catch up with you a little bit too.
I'll be down. I'll be down up here in 3 weeks
Fuck yeah.
for there's the Legends Cup or whatever.
Yeah, there's Legends Cup. Yeah, 3
Yeah,
weeks.
I have a client competing, and I have I'll be there until nationals, so I'll be there for 2 weeks.
Dope.
Are you staying for nationals?
I'm staying for nationals, yeah. So I'll be there for 2 weeks
Nice.
because I don't. There's no point in me coming back, right? So I'll come probably like the show's gonna be on the Saturday. I'll be there on the Thursday, and then I'll stay the whole week after until nationals.
Content time.
Let's try to go out for a bite to eat, like in that week in between shows.
Yeah.
All right, we'll line it up.
Cool, man.
Training and sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Awesome. All right, guys. Make sure you guys
All right, yep.
subscribe. Fucking share with your friends, share with your family. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
So.